Hello, finale tubers, and welcome back, at last, to what's certainly expected to be the finale for my Dragon Quest III Let's Play. I've spent maybe a week between this last episode and today, getting ready for our final assault on the Grand Dragon, or Dragon God. So, to start the episode off, we're going to do a little bit of a recap of the final Pachisi board, and sort of what you can look to get out of it, should you feel like trying. And, a little bit of a talk about our final strategy, and then we'll go actually fight the mini-boss, or the final boss. So, let's talk about stats first. I did some more level grinding, and you might notice that Dobry and Holly are more caught up in levels, and they also have about 1 million more experience than my heroes. So, in case you're wondering, what I did was I let BlueAnkylo die. You can target your allies so they can kill themselves, which sounds terrible. Don't do that. But it does let Dobry and Holly level up quicker. So we just fought Liquid Metal Slimes with Bedragon and Holly and Dobry alive. And pretty reliably can kill 1 or 2 if you have a pack of them. And they get, instead of 10,000 experience per slime, if you have only 2 people alive, you can get 20,000. And if you want, you could grind with just a single character and they would get quadruple, because they get all 4 persons worth of experience just for the one, and you'd level up really quick. So that's kind of fun. As far as I could tell, Fella and Blue stopped gaining stats at maybe 45 for Fella and maybe 50 for the hero. So that's just the downside of Thief and Hero. Unfortunately, the main hero, like we talked about it before, but he's just... it's hard to really max out his stats without seeds and stuff, which is why he has higher stats now. I did a lot of the Pachisi 5 board, so any increase in Blue stats are from seeds or random events on that board. Not so much from level ups. Now, Holly and Dobry, you might notice as well, I don't have any accessories equipped, just so I could show you their base stats. Holly has slightly better stats overall thanks to the sexy personality, and also her time as a jester gave her a little bit extra bonus luck to start with. Although if I understand correctly, Sage I think has a malus to luck. It's all about wisdom growth and decent stamina. So Holly has better because sexy is just... it's specifically agility and luck focused more. Their strength is very similar, but... anyway, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. They're both pretty darn strong now. They've actually got more HP than Fella, so their stamina caught up and they got a little bit more growth. Sages are really good, and I think what I meant to say there a second ago was that even at level 59 and 60, they were still gaining proper stat increases. I think it's starting to slow down, but unlike the other classes that slow down in the 40s, Sages can keep leveling up for a long time. So if you really want to max out your stats, however you set up your characters, end as a Sage, and they will continue to grow the longest. Anyway, the main thing is I wanted to have lots of HP and MP because we were just barely having enough for Grand Dragon. The other stats aren't going to make a huge difference, although seeing as it's harder to buff, having good agility and defense and agility for turn order certainly help, and the luck will give us some chance of avoiding sleep. Although it's probably pretty minor, it's hard to measure. So let's talk about, first off, let's talk about the items we got from, or next off, number 2. Let's talk about the items from Pachisi board number 5. So you saw me, hopefully, if you watched the last episode, you saw me get Wrecking Flail number 2. Wrecking Flail number 1, the strongest weapon in the game that hits all enemies, was in the Sky Castle, I believe, pretty close to the final boss. As well as an extra Sage's Stone. Yeah, that was from the Riddle quest. But if you do... so the second Wrecking Flail was from the Pachisi board, and I was also fortunate enough to get a third one. That's what I was going to say. So we actually have 3 of the best weapons in the game. Not every class can equip it. But Sages, Thieves, and Heroes can equip them. I think Fighters, Wizards, maybe even Warriors can't equip it. So we have a good group for being able to equip all that. And then the Gringham Whip is certainly stronger than the Dragon Tail for all that it really matters. So that was just from random tiles. So you get extra wrecking flails just by playing it and getting lucky by landing on grass or mountains or whatever. Also, we picked up, there's a shop where you can buy hero guides. So if you want to turn everyone valiant, you can certainly buy these. They're like super, super cheap. So don't worry about that too much. I did find a second starry ring. I think this was one in one of the treasure chests. Sorry, it's been a while since I did the Pachisi board, so I may have messed some stuff up. But yeah, I'm going to leave one starry ring for... Well, I might as well just give it to the people who have the least agility. It's hard to say. Like, Daubry... Like, you know what? We're going to... You know what? We're going to give it to both the sages. That way, they have the ability to go quicker in combat. And it'll be fine. Let me... Sorry. So, Daubry has double agility, and although it won't make a huge difference, we'll give Holly extra agility as well. It's weird, but anyway, I guess if you stat grinded enough, like grinded up all your agility seeds and enough levels, if you got your agility maxed out, you could consider equipping a different accessory, but starry rings are really good. It's just... you know, we're kind of getting to the end of the game. We've leveled up so much that we might not need them as badly. So I found a tight bikini, one of the random chests, I forget where. It's actually like a fairly strong physical defense, and it does change your sprite to the bikini formula, the bikini sprite for the girls. But it doesn't have any special effects. It's just... Actually, I'm not even sure if it does give you defense. It might be a literally 0 defense item. Let's just test it out on Daubry here. Definitely gives you the sprite. And so Daubry has 206, and then if we unequip it, we should be able to check pretty quickly here. Yeah, so it gives you 1 defense. So forget that. It's not a good piece of armor. It's just really expensive. That's what I got confused. Sorry. So if you want to sell it for a crap ton of money, not like you need money at the end of the game usually, but... yeah, there you go. I think you can actually buy it somewhere, so it's not even unique. It's just stupidly expensive to show off some, you know, Super Nintendo boobs, basically. Well, not even, just Super Nintendo bikinis. Anyway, so that item you can get if you're fiddling around long enough. We found the Expel Shield somewhere. I don't even remember where I got it anymore. Interestingly, most characters can equip it. But it's not as good as the Silver Shield, and it just casts the Expel spell. Ahaha. But yeah, it's a little bit less defense than a Silver Shield, and the special effect is kind of weak, so I don't really care much. You know, there's random items like stone wigs. I did find a random... Well, I don't think it was random. I'm pretty sure it was just a treasure drop of a Thor sword. So I didn't buy this one at the second Pachisi board, or the 4th one. But you could certainly give it to somebody. Like, it'd be really good for a thief with no magic, so he can cast the Firebolt spell for free. We picked up, there was a store that sold, the store that sold, hero, I'm trying to remember the stuff that was in the shop. Hero Guide was at the shop, as well as light dresses, and I think wizard rings. So if you want to buy some more, I'm pretty sure I bought a few, if we just check real quick here. Yeah, I bought a few more wizard rings to restore our MP right before the boss. But yeah, you can buy light dresses. So these are basically the best armor in the game. They actually have a higher defense than the hero's light armor. Although they don't regenerate HP like light armor does, which doesn't matter against a boss. So if you brought all girls, like a female hero, female thief, you know, everyone was a girl, at Pachisi board number 5, you could give everyone the light dress, which does provide breath and magic protection. So, for instance, like I've been complaining a little bit that Felad has no magic protection. If he was a female, we could have just given him a light dress, and he'd have more defense than he'd lose out his evasion from the dark outfit, but he'd gain the magic protection that he needs. So that's a really good item that you can buy if you go to the shop on the Pachisi board. There's some change staffs. I think I just found these somewhere, just randomly, or maybe in a pod or something. You can't really equip them or do anything special, but if you want to use them to change your characters into, you know, elves and dwarves and stuff, you can go back to the elf shop in the elf forest and buy wizard rings. Is probably the only really good use for them. Some random accessories that are marginally useful. I don't think it's terribly big deal. Most of the stuff is not very important. We just picked stuff up. It just went into the bag while I was doing the rounds. You know, we could sell it all. I think I found a couple ruby rings that I know you can sell for a whole bunch of money. I may have found... I think one of the life rings was on the Pachisi board, so you can get extra life regeneration if you didn't want to wear the light armor. So, for instance, you could wear the light dress and equip a life ring for your hero if you wanted. And that's pretty much it for accessory or for items in my my bag, my ultra bag. The main thing is you can buy light dresses. You can turn people to the hero personality or valiance, and there's a couple like neat little things, but for the most part, there's not too much there. Mystery Bolero was one of the end goal prizes. I think I showed it off on camera last episode. Yeah, we got this right at the end. It's relatively poor physical defense, but if you equip it, spells cost half MP, which is pretty cool. Let me just toss... Well, I'm not going to toss it, but I'm going to try to clean some inventory up here quick, because things are going to get messy real quick if I don't, you know, spend a minute here. So anyway, Mystery Bolero, I'm not going to actually use, because I think it's more important against the Grand Dragon to have magic protection armor, and the defense is helpful. Less MP, there's some good strategies. I think you can have, yeah, your main hero could equip it. So this would make spells like Heal Us All, which is really strong, half MP. So right now, like, that's kind of the only strategy I could really think of for blue. Instead of spending 62 MP, you could spend 36. And if you can find a hat, which is really rare, there's enemies you can fight that'll drop the Happy Hat or the Mystery Hat, whatever they're calling it. I didn't bother. But you can also get another MP or spell MP reduction item. And if you equip both the armor and the hat, you will reduce spell costs to 25%. So we could take Heal Us all the way down to 16 MP. I think it rounds up. Anyway, at 16 MP with a reasonable MP total, you could just cast Heal Us All every turn, and then the rest of the party could just attack. That was kind of one potential strategy I thought of, but I also didn't want to grind for a random rare drop. Other than that, let's see, what else did we pick up? So I showed you everything from Holly. We got the lucky shoes. I fought so many liquid metal slimes. We actually have quite a few of these now. I thought they might be half okay against the final boss just for the extra status protection from luck, but it's not a big deal. We're gonna talk about Fella's random... Like, I met a couple mistakes for Fella that I'm gonna recap in a second. The Goddess Ring regenerates your MP while you walk, which is certainly awesome if you're doing a long dungeon and you don't have wizard rings. But for the most part, if you can afford wizard rings, it doesn't help you when you fight the boss anyway, and you can just regenerate your MP without too much trouble, so it's not that big of a deal. And I did find a Dragon's Robe, which is... we've had these before. They're not a terrible alternative to the light dresses. They protect you from breath attacks, but not magic. So if you want to wear this on one of your sages, you probably want to equip a shield that provides breath protection, which leads us into my final inventory discussion. I really messed up Fella. There's two things that I should have done differently ages ago, and I just kept forgetting to double check what he can equip, because I thought we had him equipped with the best equipment in the game. In fact, I'm sure there's comments screaming at me when I said that Fella does not have the best equipment in the game. He has the highest physical defense for a male thief from the dark outfit for body armor, but his shield and helmet not actually optimized, and I totally messed it up. So the main thing here is, although the dark outfit is, unless you're a female, his best physical defense, and he doesn't really have any magic protection armor available, I could have equipped him the Dragon Shield, which will provide him breath protection against the boss's ice breath. And it's not even that much less defense than the Silver Shield. I'm pretty sure he had this, 20 episodes ago, and then I upgraded, quote, upgraded to the Silver Shield, which was a mistake. So we're going to downgrade his shield, and oh look, I missed an actual straight-up upgrade from Black Hood to Mithril Helmet. I don't know why I didn't buy this for him. I just thought Black Hood sounded like a pretty cool thief armor, and I never checked. But we're missing 20 defense points from the Mithril Helmet, so that ends up netting him defense, higher physical defense, as well as breath magic protection. So anyway, I figured that would be smart for because I should have done that ages ago. That will make him a lot safer against the final boss because his breath attack will do, I think, a quarter or a third less damage to Fella. I don't think there's really any way for a male thief to get magic armor, magic damage protection, at least not easily. So that's kind of as good as he gets, but Daubry, Holly, and Blue are completely protected, and Fella at least has the breath side of things, at least. I'm also going to remember to equip my Sacred Talisman for instant death protection. Doesn't really make much difference, but the luck is kind of nice. And that's pretty much it for inventory. If you're wondering, I'm in Breckenary beside Tantagel Castle is the original name. This is where I brought the Mithril Helmet that I forgot for Fella, and the Dragon Shield. They also sell it here, so there you go. The Angel Robe does provide instant death protection if you care. But anyway, sorry for rambling there a little bit, but that's kind of my logic for the beginning of the episode. So now we're gonna go climb up the castle one more time. And we'll do it on camera just because I want to test out how strong we are against random enemies too, just for fun. But we're in pretty good shape, I think. I've got some strategies for the final boss, and well, before we go, let's make sure everyone's at absolutely full health. I'm pretty sure I rested already, but we'll rest, and then we'll use a Chimera Wing up to Zenithia, and we'll fight some random battles as we get towards the final boss for the final time today. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the third wish. We'll talk about that in just a second. So, is there anything else in here? I bought wizard rings, a couple mini medals. I showed you this. Technically, we could have turned Fella into a sage. We could have had 3 sages. I'm just trying to remember if there's anything interesting that we picked up along the route. Oh, there was... I think you could buy life stones at the shop, too. That's it. So there was Hero Book, Wizard Ring... Maybe there was 2 shops, because I think I could buy light dresses, too. I'm pretty sure you can buy life stones, which also protect you from instant death, if you care. Yeah, I was going to mention that. Got tons of spare falcon swords. I got tons of junk, honestly. We could have sold lots of this stuff. We have, like... I tried to hold on to some of the cool equipment that you can use to cast magic. I just don't use it very often. If you are using a... if you really want to win the final boss with physical, make sure you've got a max level fighter. I'm not sure if I talked about it on camera, but the fighter class gets enhanced critical chance, and it's tied to his level stat. So as he levels up, he gets a higher crit rate. If you can get him all the way to level 99, it's not quite 100% of the time, but it's very close. So a fighter with a good claw will get crits pretty consistently, and if you kill him, I'm pretty sure they stack. And if I understand correctly, criticals will ignore defense, so you don't have to worry about sap on the boss. You can just kill, get a big crit most turns, and that should be one of your highest single character DPSs. Unfortunately, that doesn't work with a thief. Was there anything else I was going to say? Some of this stuff was I know I got some more cursed equipment, like I think I got an extra Sorrow Shield, Misery Helmet. There was some cursed stuff in the Pachisi board if you want more of it. Looks like there's no real good cursed build that I could see. I researched a little bit. There wasn't anything that was going to work. Okay. I'm messing around here. What I was going to do was find a Chimera Wing, or Wyvern Ring. Wyvern Wing, says Blue. And let's get going. It should be fairly easy to zip through this last little half of the dungeon. Especially with Wrecking Flails. I may have been fairly lucky to get 2 random drop Wrecking Flails. Obviously, if you wanted to grind long enough, you could get enough for the whole party. That was the wrong way. Good job, Blue. Forgot how to climb this castle. Oh, but we've got a Barum Evil. So this is one of those fights that is kind of terrible. You've seen it before, but let's see how things go here. The Ramia likes to cast heal magic, and the Barum Evil is also very bad. So, let's take this as a proper battle. Where is... Man, I've got so much magic. Maybe one of the big problems... One of the issues with sages learning all the spells is it gets hard to find the one spell you want. Which you'd think I would have gone by once or... I'm just looking for Stop Spell. It's in the Cleric section, right? So... There it is. I was just looking on the wrong side. Now, the Wrecking Flails... I don't know... Sheesh. kind of annoyed that we missed the Ramia every single time. Decided to not, sheesh. The Ramia didn't even cast the magic that I was talking about. We'll try Stop Spell one more time. There, now he can't cast magic, so that's good. So there you go. Barum Evil, who has definitely given us a lot of trouble in the past. Not because he has tons of HP, but because he has really tough... Like, he can get 2 giant breaths per turn. We killed him in 2 rounds with just 3 people attacking, so... That certainly speeds it up. Against, like, a big physical fight like this, you'd probably want to at least cast Defense up once. But yeah, those Wrecking Flails are really good. Like, they have a custom animation. They do more damage than the King's Sword even, which is kind of crazy. I guess while we're playing around here, I should show you that Thor's Sword, right? And we've got Increase up. It probably doesn't need to go again, it's fine. Alright, so Thor's Sword means infinite, about 100 damage fire attacks to a group. It's probably not as strong as a Wrecking Flail on Fella because he's so strong now. But it's certainly cheap magic damage, you know. These guys are actually kind of tankier than I was betting on here. And we're already down a character. Great. Maybe I should have taken this fight more seriously than the Barum Evil fight. Should have been healing up or something. Anyway, we're going to kind of start speeding through this. I just wanted to show off kind of how strong our party is. Let's use a little bit of speeding up just to get us through this. Mostly I want to focus on the boss fight, and we're already like 20 minutes in here. Oh, you know, there's one thing we could have done. Besides trying to... Another crit. You know, I'm so over-leveled. You'd think we'd be able to actually flee battles properly by now, but... what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I forgot that we should actually, you know... If I'm tired of fighting random encounters, which I fought 2 and now I'm tired of them. At high levels, I'm pretty sure Tiptoe and Repel will mostly remove random encounters. Because we're higher level than the enemies, or at least we should be. So, I never really looked up the formula or the mechanics, but anyway, this kind of stuff should be a joke. These guys should go down really quick. I say that, and then we get, yeah. But yeah, the Devil Whizzes, they don't have enough HP to survive. Now, I'm actually not quite as geared for random battles as I was the last time we climbed this castle. Last time we had like life rings, so we had regeneration, and this time we're kind of just healing ourselves as we go. I was actually expecting less random battles with Repel and Tiptoe on, honestly. It's fine. I get to show off the Wrecking Flails a little bit more. It's been so long that I don't even remember how to climb up this tower. Okay, I really don't like fighting gate guards. Apparently, your chance to escape is also tied to your character level, so the fact that we continue to fail that is another one of those discouraging things. Anyway, we're pretty much done already. Like, the second half of Zenithia is pretty short. And we're gonna get killed here fighting gate guards. They just do too much damage. Come on, please. Thank you. Alright, so we're not... I mean, this is why we've got all those wizard rings. It's fine, like... It's not gonna make much difference. If we break a couple rings, we can buy more. Alright, that should do. Alright, so let's max out our life. I could have used Sage's Stones in battle to also make it easier. That would have been smart. You know what? Let's just absolutely max everybody out, and then we'll go to the Ultra Bag, use up some of our wizard rings. So Holly, Definitely needs some MP recovery, because you definitely want to go to this boss fight with max MP, 100%. And you could grind your wisdom to 255, which would guarantee you over 500 MP. That would be pretty good too, especially for the hero. Like, one of my big weaknesses is I have pretty terrible wisdom. The hero has fairly bad wisdom growth by default, and Valiant and Solitary never really helped it. In fact, they made it worse. So if I had higher MP, more hero spell strategies would work. Lightning still does pretty good damage to the boss. Heal Us All is obviously good. But I just, you know, I was focusing more on offense, which worked on everything except Grand Dragon, basically. So let's try this again. This is our third fight against the Grand Dragon on camera, but we're much stronger this time. I thought I'd granted all of your wishes. Well, I granted you one. And I'll grant you one more, but now 25 rounds. Alright. Like I said, there's 3 total. This is just our second time. Well, our third fight, but hopefully our second victory. Alright, so Blue and Fella are still our main Sage Stone healers for the most part. On turn 1, though... I wonder if the Thor Sword will do more damage than his physical. I actually don't know. But yeah, for the most part, I don't think we should waste time on buffs, because he just dispels them so regularly. I know Barrier is really good at keeping you alive against this guy. But honestly, it's really a race, you know. The main thing is we've got 25 turns, so you've got to do damage, right? So this way, we've, you know, dished out as much damage as we could. And by having higher HP maximum, it means we've got more room for mistakes. And, you know, next turn I'll probably need to do a double Sage Stone. But for this one turn, again, we can do maybe just one. And there, if I had cast Barrier or anything, he would have already dispelled it. So I think I made the right choice just focusing on damage output. And only one Sage Stone means next turn, like everyone's at full health, means next turn we can just focus on damage by everybody. Now, by killing Blue would be nice, and I do think Lightning does more damage technically than an unbuffed physical, but we'll see here. Yeah, so Fella can do 76 damage with a physical. His sword can do 100, so it's a little bit better to use the sword. And I think Lightning should do more. This is actually Kazap, right? 221, definitely more than a physical. But then you're using MP that could have been Heal Us All, so it's kind of a trade-off. Unfortunately, Fella just doesn't have any really good offensive options because this is kind of the boss. Unless you can sap him and he doesn't dispel you, it's just magic just doesn't work very well. Now, if we had used the defense increase spell, Nap would be far less dangerous, but again, like every time, he'd probably just dispel it as soon as we cast it. So, everyone has taken 120 to 130 damage. A Sage's Stone heals us for about 80 to 90, I think. So I'm gonna only do one round, although this is where we get a little bit tricky. It's trying to remember, like, should we do double heals, or should we focus on one, you know, a little bit of just the minimum healing required? And I don't know the answer to that. We're just gonna wish me luck, basically. And that was really unfortunate. Even if Blue had used the Sage's Stone, basically the boss got a nap, a physical, and another nap on Fella before he could even have an action. So that's unfortunate. That's just bad timing. I think we're basically going to need to use a Heal Us All here to get this done. I'm going to hope that Daubry goes... Actually, it doesn't really matter when she goes, to be honest. Where's my revive? There we go. And Holly's just going to do an attack, because Heal Us All will heal everybody. Well, I say that. It won't actually... Well, it will full heal everybody, but if the boss goes first, he could easily kill Daubry and Holly. So if Holly goes before the boss, this will keep us alive. And he does get a turn. Now, luckily he didn't attack us, so I kind of wasted Holly's turn, but... Unfortunately, the boss's turn order sometimes just screws you. So that last turn, or last round, we did 0 damage, which sucks, but... I think that's just going to happen sometimes, and you're just going to have to roll with it, basically. Maybe it would be better to just have Fella use the Sage's Stone every turn and hope that that... You know, it might be better than his 100 damage sword output, I don't know. Just the reliability of getting some healing every turn, even... But even still, like, the boss, you know, like I said last time, the boss could go after... Like, we could heal, then the boss could attack, and then next turn, he could attack before we heal. So it doesn't... There's no guarantee here. Just the random numbers can just screw you. Fella has maximum agility. There's no way to make him faster. At least I think he does. So here, Fella took 104 damage from the breath attack. If you remember, before we gave him the dragon shield, he was taking 130. So you get to see that in action at least. Now I've used basically all my MP on lightning and heal us all, for better or for worse. I'm going to switch over... I didn't really... I guess if I had the King's Sword, I could use that as a free attack. I wonder if it'd be worth it to Wizard Rank... Because no, it's probably not worth it. I think I used up my lightnings. We got some damage out of them, but I think it's time to just focus on Sage's Stones. Hopefully Dobry and Holly can carry us through. Hopefully the boss stops picking on Fella. That's not very nice. So Fella's the only one that's hurt even right now. Please don't kill Fella. That'd be very rude. Pick on someone else for a second. Puts Holly to sleep. Casts Explode it. At least Sage's Stone did something. Alright, so being put to sleep is always going to be a bit annoying. Blue doesn't happen to have the Awaken spell, does he? No. So the only way we can get Awaken back is... Or the only way we can wake Holly up is to either spend one of Dobry's turns or just hope she gets lucky. It's probably more efficient, in my opinion, to spend one turn to get Holly back. Unfortunately, it means we miss out on essentially 3 attacks total, because he canceled 1 Blaze Most, and then this turn we lost 2 more, basically. So, like I said, there's a lot of random... Like, I think the odds of killing him in 15 turns is really going to just come down to random luck. If he doesn't put you to sleep very often, like that every time, and he doesn't do a lot of... sort of chain attacks, like 2 or 3 rounds in a row, it's probably going to be a lot easier to get the to actually get the kill, the KO. Because once again, I'm not really doing damage this turn because someone's asleep, and that's pretty annoying, honestly. And I don't think there's actually any way to protect against sleep. There's no spell. There's no There's nothing we can do to resist it. Basically, getting your luck high is all you can do. And I equipped the highest... Well, no, actually, Dobry and Holly, I guess, we could have equipped Lucky Shoes on them to give them a little bit more luck. But, you know, Holly almost has maxed out luck, and she's getting put to sleep, like, every single time. And so is Blue. And Blue has, I believe, Ortega's helmet is supposed to reduce the chance of getting put to sleep. So we're just getting really great luck, you know. Fella's getting dunked on, and Dobry and Holly just keep wasting their turns with sleeping. I'm not going to rush to wake up Blue just yet. My logic is... I would be... Yeah, he woke up pretty... Maybe it's smarter to... Maybe I should actually heal here. Oh, Fella's asleep. That's great. I don't know. What was I saying? Like, my logic was like, maybe casting Awaken isn't the best idea. Well, Fella, you're dead again. This has not been a very lucky sequence of events, I feel. Like, our turn order has been really giving us a bad time. So I'm hoping the boss is just nearly dead. because at this point, I'm not sure if it's worth it. It probably still is, because it's just better to have the extra Sage's Stone for healing. But I don't know if it was worth reviving Fella there, honestly. And then Dobry got put to sleep, I think. Yeah. I don't know. What else can I talk about here? I don't know if we should have awoken or just go for damage. I think I've got, other than just grinding for more levels or more, more like having Fella turn Sage, basically, I think I've pretty much run out of, like, strategy options. You know, we just kind of need to get lucky here, not have the boss troll us with sleep and triple attacks. And even then, like, if he does physicals to the same person over and over again, that's also kind of trolly. Like, if he spread his attacks out, well, there, we got him. That was pretty quick. So how many turns was that? That was better than last time. 19. So I think, basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to get the second wish under 25 turns, it shouldn't be too difficult with, you know, the strategy that I'm showcasing here. But I don't know how you could guarantee a 15-turn kill. Think about it like this. How many total rounds did we miss? There was maybe 2 rounds due to reviving that we didn't attack. So that might have taken us from 19 to 17 if nobody died. And we might have missed also 2 rounds of blazing. Like, we probably lost maybe 6 or 7 blaze mosts due to getting put to sleep. So on the very high end, if we never had anyone die due to, you know, stacking combos on Fella or whoever, and he never put one of the mages to sleep, maybe we could get 15 turns, but dang, that's some random numbers, right? Like, that would just require fighting him over and over again until you got lucky. I can't think of any way to guarantee 15 turns other than... I guess if Fella was a Sage, we could throw in a couple Blaze Mosts that would have been stronger than his sword. But even then, I don't see that switching us from I don't really see a way of guaranteeing a 15-turn fight. I'm sure it's possible. In fact, I know it's possible. People have beaten him in, I think, 12 or so turns. I think a lot of it is the fighter critical trick. So with my party with no fighters with criticals, I don't know how easy... I don't know. I'm not going to spend the time anyway, so let's do our wish. And to be honest, this is gonna... You can't wish for the Pachiji track again. Once you've got one, that's it. I really don't care about the naughty book. This just turns someone sexy or lewd, like I said earlier. This is the wish that doesn't matter. Let's end our series with a high note. Let's revive Ortega. That's clearly the main purpose of the Grand Dragon. Then it shall be done. Return home to Aliahan, and your father will be waiting for you. Goodbye. Now, I suppose canonically we still have to go kill Zoma and then end up trapped in the underworld to essentially create the line of Erdrick for Alefgard and their future. But at the very least, we can create a good ending for Blue's mom and dad. Or Erdrick, the original Erdrick's mother and father. So, I'm not sure exactly what happens, because I've never actually done this before, but let's go see. Welcome home, Blue! What? Oh my goodness, Ortega's been sitting at the table with me all this time. Blue, your father, he's come home. Oh, you've grown up quite a bit, Blue. When I first left, you were just a baby. I'm sorry for worrying you until now. I'm so proud of you for continuing my journey for peace. I know you'll be successful. We've already killed Baramos. As far as he knows, we are victorious. I know you'll be successful where I failed, Blue. Your mother and I are so proud of you. Aliahan's true hero, and that's pretty much it. He's still alive. Oh, how you've grown. I'd love to fight by your side. That'd be awesome. But I just can't leave your mother again. I've lost so much time. Besides, Zoma's no match for you anyways. I just know you can do it, Blue. I wonder if killing Zoma after reviving Ortega gives you a different ending. I kind of doubt it, because it wouldn't be in the original NES version. This is a remake only finale, final conclusion. Anyway, I mean, this is pretty much it for our series. I just wanted to show it off. I never knew about Grand Dragon the first time I played this Super Nintendo version, so that was kind of neat. And it was certainly a challenge, you know, coming up with a strategy and doing the levels to fight Grand Dragon in the number of turns. I think we can reliably kill him in 25 turns like this. Not too difficult. Getting him under 15 for that third wish, whew. I think you're pretty much stuck either going triple Sage or a fighter that's at a really high level, like 99, so you get crits all the time kind of thing. Max out their strength and agility and stamina, and just hope you get a crit every turn with buy kill, and hope you can not get dispelled every 2 turns. But I'm not going to do that, because that will take an immense amount of grinding to do now. Even if... I think Fella would be stronger for the end game if we switched him over to either Sage or Fighter. I just, you know, like I said, it's just too much grinding. We're good. We beat the game. We beat the super bonus boss. If you want even more challenge, technically the Game Boy... Is it just Game Boy Color? Yeah, the Game Boy Color. We're not even on Advanced. I'm pretty sure it's Game Boy Color. Anyway, there is a second remake of this Dragon Quest III for the Game Boy Color. Now, the graphics aren't going to be quite as nice as the Super Nintendo, but the Game Boy Color also has the Zenithia Sky Castle bonus dungeon, and it has another bonus dungeon with another bonus boss that's even stronger. And it also has, instead of mini medals, there's another collectible that you have to get everything in the game. I haven't done it because I don't really like Game Boy Color graphics, and I think it would make a worse Let's Play because things would look not quite as many bits, and it wouldn't sound as good. The music would be a bit weaker. But anyway, if you're looking for the ultimate Dragon Quest III challenge, that's where you need to go. And I wish you luck, because it sounds like a lot of work. And I had a hard enough time beating the Grand Dragon in 25 turns, getting it down, and the way I understand it, to get all the stuff on the Game Boy Color version, you actually have to beat that boss we just fought 5 times to get all 5 wishes, because there's 5 instead of 3. And the final 3 require 15-turn kills. So you have to do 3 15-turn kills, and then you go to another bonus dungeon that's even harder and has another super boss dragon that has even harder requirements to kill. I am at my limit, and I am calling it here. So thank you for watching. I have really enjoyed this game, and I hope you have enjoyed the series as well. I will probably take a little bit of a break from Dragon Quest. We sort of did Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 on the channel all sort of in a row, which was fun, and they are kind of a trilogy, so it makes sense. I will probably do Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6 at some point, although they're not exactly the trilogy in the same terms. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break, maybe a year off or something, just to do some other games, because they're all really, really long Super Nintendo JRPGs that take, you know, 50, 60 episodes each easily. But they're really good games, so we'll probably get to those on the channel at some point. And if you're watching this in the future, maybe there's a playlist done already. Anyway, I had a great time. This was a fun nostalgia revisit, and we got to bring along a few YouTubers with me, which was pretty cool. I tried some new stuff. I generally don't go Thief Sage, so hey, there you go. Alright folks, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone that stuck along for this ride, and I'll see you next series.